Okay, so now I want to make sure that these are going to match up. Okay, so this one has less pins, so I'll use that one. So a good way to do that is to just take your side seam, fold it over, and bring that and make sure that those match up. And they are off a little bit. So I'm going to bring this one up a little, okay, to match. So what you could do is actually, if I brought, they're off about an 1/8. So if I went down a 1/16 and up a 1/16, that would work. Okay, so I'm gonna look at that. Okay, so so if I went up just a little bit here and drew this in, and this, I can't remember.
The bottom one.
It's the bottom one. Okay, good. That's why we have a camera person here. Okay, so that, again, you can do a variform, or just, this one is just slightly curved. And then this one, I'm going to bring it down about a 1/16. It's like my felt pen, really. And then this one will go over like that. Okay? All right, so it looks really good and we think we're done, but we're not. We have to balance. We just love that. So I'm gonna use a red pen. Okay, now just keep in mind, I did this faster than you guys have to do it. You can take your time and really check and make sure it looks good. Ask your neighbor. So I just thought I'd put that little disclaimer in there in case it's really bad. Okay, so this one is 8.5 inches. So let me put a mark here at 8.5. And then I'm gonna go up to about here and do 8.5. And I'm gonna draw a straight line, okay? And actually I can just even, well, I'm just gonna do a line, okay? So that's a straight grain. So now let's go over here and do the same thing. Okay, so that's like 10 1/8. So we'll put a mark there. And then go up to about here and do 10 1/8. And put a mark. And then I'm going to do a straight line. Okay, now the next thing, I can tell it's already off. So the next thing you're gonna do is you're going to measure up, and this, you know, it doesn't matter how far up you go. So if I go up like 6 inches and I put a mark and I go up here 6 inches, they should be the same. Okay, so this one is about 7/8 and this one is, oh, it's not too bad, 3/4. So I'm off 1/8 of an inch. So what would I do? I would put it back on the dress form to see if this is off a little bit and if I need to redo that line. Okay, I'm only off 1/8, so I'm going to keep going so that you guys have a chance to do this. Okay, so the next thing I have to do, there's one more thing I have to do, and then I can go ahead and trim. And that is, I've got to fold it. I need to fold the dart, okay, and along the dart lines. And I'm just gonna, it's a little easier to do down on the table. So if I take that and I bring that over, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it under, okay, like where it would be, where a seam would be. And then I'm gonna crush it to make a crease. And then I'm gonna undo it. And I can see my crease. Can you guys see that crease? Probably not. Okay, there is a crease right here. Okay, can you see it? Emily, can you see it?
Yes.
Good, I'm not making it up. Okay, so now after you do that, you can just go ahead and use your pen, and then because you need to fill that in. Okay? So it will look like that. So it'll look like that. Okay? So you don't want to just leave it open like this one. You want to finish that dart. So let me go ahead and do that one as well. So I just take this and fold it over. Okay? And then I crease it. And then this doesn't look so good. I'm going to just kind of fix this a little bit. I think that needs to straighten out a little bit here. There. Okay, and then, now felt pens are not the best for draping. Okay, and then once I get this done, then I'm just, you know, just fold it and so that you can get a crease. Okay, and then you'll go ahead and put that line in. Okay, all right. So go ahead, do that for both. All right, I'm going to go ahead and trim this. And I have a 1 inch here. Everywhere else I'm going to do 1/2 inch to 5/8. And then I'm going to show you how to put it back, how to pin these two together, and then how to put them on the dress form so they can be graded. Yes.
Where's the 1 inch?
Say it again.
Where's the 1 inch seam of
The on center back. Just right here. Okay. All right. Yes.
So if your side seams are imbalanced, how do you fix that?
Okay. This is what you do. You put this back on and you look at it and you decide if you got it straight or not. Okay, so putting that, so you're basically re-draping or you're just reworking it. So you just want to get that back on there and see where it is that this balance line, try to get that more straighter, and then from there you just kind of have to rework it a little bit. So anyway, so when I rework this, and see, my dart is now a little smaller, but what does that do to my side seams? Okay, so what that does, it makes my side seam coming out here too far. But then that's not going to help. So I think I'm going to try to rework this and rework this one and see where I'm off. Okay, and I can see right here that is too far over. So that's what you have to do. You have to put it back on and kind of rework it. Okay, and now when I do it like this, that does bring this side seam and make this a little bit smaller. But then it's way off from this one. So probably what I'll end up doing is, because I'm off 1/8, I probably will bring this in just a little bit more so that I can get that straight. And see that now that I've made this seam a little bit smaller. But that's not good. Because remember, we add 1 inch, so I gotta bring it a little bit closer over here. So anyway, so I can work on this a little bit more and try and get this straighter. That's what I need to do, is just get this straighter and see if I feel like, and that's the other thing, is I can look at this. And sometimes, even though I've got this on the line, I may need to pull this up just a little bit to get that going down straight. So what I'm doing is, this is along the horizontal balance line, and so I think I might need to bring that up just a little bit and then look at this and make sure that looks straight.
So we're looking at the reference line you drew.
Yeah, so you're looking at the guideline, you're looking at this line, you're trying to get this straight along here, and then you're looking to, you want to get this straight going down. And then from there, you go over here and look to see, and see that puts this at about almost the same place. So I'm thinking maybe it's this one that I want to look at again. So it's off 1/8, and so that is something you're going to want to fix. But again, just put it back on the dress for him and put this where it goes. And it looks like this one could come up a little bit more. So I think at the end of the day, I think my balance lines both could shift just a little bit more.